Okay, so you just bought yourself one of these trucks and you're looking to upgrade it on the cheap. Now, first thing that you can look at is traction. So this truck came stock with these tires. Now they're not bad, but most people will just change them out. And as you can see, I've done this, but this mod that I'm about to show you will work on any truck. It can be this slash 4x4, it can be slash two-wheel drive, it can be this Stampede 4x4, or the two-wheel drive version. It can also be a custom drift car that you build. It doesn't matter. All it has to have are these camber adjustment points here. Now, you don't have to have special tools or anything like that. You can have the cheap wrench that came with it, or a really nice one from Team Losi Racing. And I'm going to show you now. All that you're going to need for this is just a standard camber gauge. This is an RPM camber gauge. These are great. And a camber adjustment tool. It can be one of these cheaper ones that come with it, or a nice one like this that you can get. Now, I'm not using this one just because I like it. Now, most trucks, when they come, this one is fully set up how you should have it set up for a four-wheel drive vehicle. Now, I'm going to show you what a stock truck looks like. Now, when you plop one of these trucks up here, you can see these tires are perfectly even. And these aren't the stock tires, obviously. We run trenchers on our higher performance vehicles. But they're completely flat, which means that this truck doesn't really have the problem with squatting and moving the tires, but the Slash does. So when it squats, it'll end up bringing this tire in like that in the back. And in the front, it'll lift the front up a little, and it'll bring it like that. So, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to bring the subject vehicle up. This one it's already done on here. So, how you set the camber is you just drop it on the table, and you push down a couple times, and wherever it settles is where you're going to set the camber at. So, at the front, I believe I have a -2. Just around -2 up front, and it should be a +2 in the rear, and a +2 in the rear. Now, what that's going to do is, if you look closely, you can see this tire is leaning on the inside. Now, when this squats, it lifts the front end up. So what it does is it lifts it up into the correct position. And when you flip it around, you can see these are sitting on the outside of their tires. So when this squats down to about the driving height, bam, you're right on the center treads where you should be, and you're not wearing out your tires prematurely. So that's really all I have to do is just turn these, and you honestly don't even have to have a camber gauge if you don't want one. You can just eyeball it. It's not going to be as accurate, but it's still going to work, you know. But this will change as the tire changes. So if you have it set up for the stock tires, when you change the tires, you might have to change the camber. But if you have street tires, you might have to change the camber again. So it can be kind of annoying, but it's all for the sake of performance and traction. And that's, you know, like this thing it goes 35 miles an hour with gearing. I only have a 15-tooth pinion in there. So that's only 2 teeth bigger than the stock one. But I still like to play in the dirt. It's still a basher for me, as much as it's going to be a race truck this weekend. I mean, this year, I'm building this to be a good all-around race truck and basher at the same time. Now, if it isn't going to work for us, it's probably not going to work for your crawlers. This is a Red Cat Racing Everest 10. I freaking love this thing. As you can tell, it is very upgraded. But as you can see, there's no camber gauges. Camber gauges, not camera gauges. So you're not going to be able to do that. Now, if you are going to change the tires, there's a if it attracts this vehicle, you have these plastic drive shafts, and it's not one of the newer like the Haas or the Max, you know, stuff like that. There's a good chance you might break one of these drive shafts. Now we have a couple of the stock ones up here. Next time, well, you know, when we run out of those, we'll be getting the extra heavy duty ones. So that, you know, might want to keep a lookout on that. So if you're trying to get more traction and more performance, you might need to get different drive shafts or just get some spares. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.